as we've done, the first half will pay tribute, and the second half will comprise of sacred hymns from the Devaram, Tiruvasagam, Tiru Arupa, during which time you'll be given an opportunity to offer your prayer in the form of tribute. With that, can we all humbly rise for the opening prayer? Shivaya Varga, Nadarajan Varga, ज्ञानमूलं गुरोर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरोर्पदं मंत्रामूलं गुरोर्वाक्यं मोक्षामूलं गुरोर्कृपा मोक्षामूलं शिवानन्दने कृपा ओम तिरुतस्वरं ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासिंहाय धीमहि तन्नो शंभुः प्रचोदयात् ओम हरे मगले ताये करुमारि पोट्री ओम हरे मगले ताये करुमारि पोट्री ओम कले मगले ताये करुमारि पोट्री मधुरे उन पेर मीना पितले उन पेर सुभगामि तातदो करुमारि ताये उन पदम नमस्ते 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 मूर्वेर मुगमय तोंड्रम आदिपराशक्ति निये करुमारि ताये उन पदम नमस्ते 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 ओम तिरुवै कुंदम वाव्य देवे गुरुवे देवर्गलाम मरुवी तुलिगिंद्रम तिरुमाले मणिये कनिये माधवने पेरुमे यम पेरुमाने समुद्राय हराय गुरुलाय अच्युताय हरि नमो नारायण गोविंदा गोविंदा ओम भूर्भुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि यो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ओम शांति शांति शांति। Thank you. Please.
Hallelujah.
Govender is for all our Hindi family that are here that diligently participated in the prayer. So this next parigam is for you. We respect you and thank you for being here. Shri Ramachandra Shri Lokanayakane Hari Om Narayana Rama.
Yeah.
Christian families at here. We respect you too for all gathering together and being part of this prayer.
அப்பா பிதாவே அன்பான தேவா கருணை ரட்சகரே ஆவியானவரே அப்பா பிதாவே அன்பான தேவா கருணை ரட்சகரே ஆவியானவரே
My humble greetings to you once again. Welcome to those that signed up at a late stage. At this juncture, we want to pay a few tributes, and the first tribute will be by Shamin. Can we have Shamin, please?
Namaste, Namaskaram. Good evening, family and friends. For those who don't know me, I am the niece of Selviate and our late Morgan Mama. Selviata is my dad Anand's sister. My uncle Morgan worked in the lab at Natal Portland Cement. He furthered his studies and became a fitter and turner, maintaining the plant. He was a man who loved fishing and camping. He didn't fish much, but had lots of fun drinking and joking. He thoroughly enjoyed visits to the casino and having people over for parties. I remember my childhood visiting Morgan Mama and his family, as well as his extended family, at his Havenside home in Chatsworth, where we shared many laughters and awesome memories. Almost every Christmas was spent here in Unit 8, followed by the 4 a.m. beach trip on Boxing Day. He always welcomed everyone to his home with a huge smile. A few weeks ago, we had visited, and it was not a pleasant sight to see our Morgan Mama lying in bed, looking so frail and lifeless. Someone who was once bubbly and full of jokes. Life is rather uncertain, ladies and gentlemen, so cherish the ones you love. Live life to the fullest. Take lots of photos, because one day you will only have memories and photos to look back on. To my dear Selviate, my cousins Lorraine, Eugene, Donovan, and your spouses Mervyn, Irene, and Vanessa, on behalf of my family and I, including Kevin from Joburg, my sincere condolences to you all. Remember that we are always here for you should you need anything. Rest well, Morgan Mama. Your pain and sufferings are no more. Until we meet again, we miss you and we love you.
Thank you, Shamin, for that tribute and your interactions with your uncle. Also, thank you for those wise words that we need to learn from. Our next speaker is Ashley. Can we have Ashley, please?
So, good evening, family and friends. A few days ago, you again asked me if I could say a few words tonight, and I was so honored by the request to speak on behalf of my uncle. Just like Shamin, growing up, we had such amazing memories of our childhood with my uncle, all our aunts and uncles. So we always had such good memories of all the Christmas parties, all the New Year's Eve surprises with my uncle, which we did for over 20 years continuously. Such amazing experiences. My uncle was such a fun-loving person. And I can just remember, all our school holidays was filled with fishing trips, always going to the chalets, many trips to the wild coast, which my uncle enjoyed. And, we can't forget his delicious mutton poikies that he always made and invited people over. Such beautiful memories with my uncle. My uncle always had this big, bright smile that would light up a room. And he was always so excited to see us. And he also had this very witty sense of humor, right? And you'd normally find him at the back, and whether it's a birthday party, a good day, he'll always be making these weird, very, very funny comments, and you'd wonder, where did he get this witty sense of humor from? But that stands out for me. He also had, he also had to have a bit of a short fuse, right? And we also knew how to get the best out of that. So, and the quickest way to make my uncle angry, so my dad and I would always go and make him angry by picking him up late for fishing. And if you bring him frozen bait and stuff, that was the easiest way to make my uncle angry. And we actually used to do that because on those days he'll actually catch the most amount of fish. And then he actually moved from catching big fish to catching jackpots at Savaya. That's one of those things as well. He's a very intelligent person, a fitter and turner by trade. In today's world, that's an engineer. And he could do anything he set his mind to, right? From plumbing to electrical engineering to tiling to building cupboards, the works, right? He was just that talented and that brilliant of a man. From building swimming pools to building this beautiful home. He was so brilliant with his hands that he could just do anything that he put his mind to. And, even that split pry that I mentioned, he designed that whole split pry gadget for us, which we used for so many years. He upgraded it to be an automated sort of machine. We saw the wonderful slideshow just now with all the wonderful memories and pictures, so hopefully we brought back some good memories there. I think just lastly, guys, my uncle achieved so much in life. He set many goals, and he was a very strong-minded person. And, most of all, he taught us to have fun in everything that we do, and also that family is the most important thing in life. And that's the way my uncle lived his life, and I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ashley, for that moving tribute to your uncle. For those of you that don't know Ashley is Uncle Moba, brother, Uncle Liz, and that's Uncle Liz's son. Well done to you for the beautiful message and your interaction with your uncle. Our next speaker is going to be Sudesh. Can we have Sudesh, please?
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sithambaram. I'm not family, but I'm friends going back over 30 years with Indran. Going back, there's a lot of memories done with Indran and I. But as we got older, we drifted away with work. Some 12 years ago, we met again. We rekindled our friendship. I have a lot of memories with Uncle. If a son knows me, no end. But basically, Indra and I should play outside. And when we heard the sheriff coming up the road, we all dispersed. We weren't scared of him. It was out of respect because we always got in trouble for stupid things. And Indra was a kingpin to everything. He still is a kingpin to everything. But for the past 12 years, I was no longer the friend to the south. I became another son. Another son in the sense of I should want to come and see Uncle. And then we had these going to the hospital, the casino trips, the socializing after work and forgetting to go home. And it went on and on and on. But most of all, there is one memory I'll never forget. I was sitting with him and say, Florian, babe, who's that fella driving the car outside the house? And I'll be sitting in front of him and say, it has to be you. And then he should look at me and say, you know your tummy is a garbage bin. see me, health conscious. All the good things go in, I'm like that. Your tummy is a garbage bin, or the nonsense you're putting in. Those afternoon chats, and then was there with us for quite a few. We are going to miss tremendously. And I personally got attached to Uncle Morgan, according to us. According to us, it was Uncle Morgan. And then for me, it was Uncle Morgan, and then when Mervyn was around, it was Captain Morgan. So that was the difference. And then here's the sad part for me is I got so attached to Uncle Morgan that over the past month was a very trying month for all of us. And trying to be strong, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man now, I have to be strong here. You can't give up like over this past month, we've seen Uncle go downhill. But he always said us, guys, I'm recovering. There's something we all need to do. No matter what our times are, always look at ourselves in the mirror and say, guys, say myself, you know what? If Uncle Morgan can say I'm fit, I'll be better tomorrow, we can do the very same. Uncle Morgan taught us a lot of things. First thing is that us, don't make mistakes that I made. Looking at him, he was perfect. He was perfect in every sense. Because I know even England don't even try to stand like him. That stature is going to be very hard, bro. We know we can't do it. As I was coming here, Lorraine sent me a message. She said, Mr. Desh, please do this for me. So, guys, this is what Lorraine had to say. The past 48 years of her life was perfect. Her dad sheltered her from harm, was umbrella when she was in the heat, I was umbrella when she was in the rain. He was a shadow for every single thing. And today, she realized it's just mom and her two brothers and her husband and the host of family members. She said, Dad, she said, according to me, according to her, basically, so according to me, I have no regrets in life with my brothers. We gave Dad everything. But one thing she wants to say me, wants to give a message to Dad for her. Dad, you asked Captain Morgan in our ship. You saved it. The next captain will be Mommy. Dad, you was my hero and you'll always be my hero. And Dad, we are all going to try to walk in your footsteps. With all the said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudesh, for your introduction and your tribute to Uncle. Also, I think we need to take from there, live positive, every moment positive. And yes, we must live with no regrets, like Lorraine is saying, and attribute that we lived a full life and we gave Dad all that it takes. And I think that's what our message was earlier into prayer, is that it's imperative that we take care of our parents firstly, and be taught by scripture, Mada Pita Guru Devam, your mother, your father, your teacher, then God. So your parents are your first thoughts, so make sure that we do that accordingly. And all the religions, I think all the great religions teach you the same thing. Ephesians 6 in the Bible tells you, honor thy mother, honor thy father. In Islam, it teaches you heaven at your mother's feet and the key to heaven at your father's feet. So before we look for God and find God, we will ensure that we respect our parents. Very, very important that we respect our parents, honor our parents whilst we can. When you put them up in a frame there, you can buy all the best flowers, it actually means nothing. So let's make sure that we give them all those flowers whilst they're alive, give them everything, the love and the care, and everything else that you can whilst they are around. And we can thereafter live with and cherish our memories that we have shared and interacted with our parents. Good memories, you can reminisce with these memories as long as we can, and the pleasant memories that we have. Do not have regrets. There's no turning back. We can't change, we can't reverse this wheel. We only walk down this path once. It's a path called life. We only walk it. We walk it once in this form, and thereafter, when we cease to exist, only the memories can live on. I'm sure that Dad, Uncle Morgan, has left a legacy in his family, and like Lorraine said, they will walk on these footsteps and make sure that they build on this legacy. Make sure that this legacy grows from where Uncle Morgan left next level. So we've gathered for 15th night memorial service, Karamadi Shantiam. of our beloved dad. It's important that we stand together as a community, we stand together as a family, and we lend our shoulders to one another during these very, very trying times. And I must say, for the Govender family, it's been a difficult few weeks, especially for Uncle Les, Uncle Morgan, Auntie South here. They've lost two siblings. We know both families have lost two, a dad and a brother and a father and so forth. But we have three siblings here that have lost two siblings in a matter of 2 days. And the rest of you, we just pray that God gives you the strength and the fortitude and the courage and the strength and all the energy that you require to walk this very difficult path. Very, very difficult path. But in the scripture it tells you that one of the padigams you're going to render now, it tells you, it tells you in the scripture that even if your eyes, even the mother can forget the child and the child can forget the mother. Even if the eyes can forget the eyelids and the eyelids can forget the eyes, vice versa. Even if the soul can forget the body and the body can forget the soul. Just believe in Namah Shivaya. He's going to be there walking this path with you. He's going to give you the strength. He's going to give you the added energy that you need. And not necessarily if I say Namah Shivaya, that's what the song interprets, the Padigam interprets. But whatever God you believe in, He's going to be there to guide you. I remember we spoke about Ishtadevam, Kuladevam. We have a family God that we grow up with, and then we have Ishtadevam, what we choose, what we want to do. But do not refrain from your Kuladevam. Make sure that your Kuladevam is very important. Your family beginnings, your family lineage is important, that we always revert to our family lineages, irrespective of whatever religion. I spoke about this previously many times. We have the shastras of variables and the shastras of constants and the shastras of periodicals. So the shastra of variables allows you to have your own Ishtadevam, God of your choice. So it allows you, these things allow you, but do not defy the Kuladevam. Do not defy the God of birth. Do not defy the God of values that your parents has entrenched in you. So with all that, even another padigam from the Theavaram, it tells you Sotrane Vedi, and it tells you in this padigam that even if your fellow men turn against you, they take boulders and tie up your shoulders and throw you in the ocean. If you throw you in the ocean with boulders tied up to you, you're going to sink. But it says if you hail the name Namah Shivaya, you will not sink. Even that will pop you up. So it tells you how powerful this God is. How powerful this omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent God is that we need to believe in. And irrespective of whatever your religion may be, but do not forget your culture. Your culture is not your religion. Your culture is your identity. This is where we come from. That's important that we maintain our culture. We teach our children our culture. Otherwise, in a few years' time, we won't have a thing called culture. So it's important. It's important. The world is very westernized. I don't say western, I say devilized. I think more devil than anything. All the things that we do and everything that we act are so anyhow. Because we forget about, and we talk about family values. We get all the leaders, in the different organizations you belong to, the different faiths you belong to. Your religious leaders will implant these things about faith, about values and so forth. But it's sad to see that so many of us disrespect our parents. So many of us will be in the corporate world and I beg your pardon, I know you please and excuse me, and you come home and you shout at your parents. Like you're talking to somebody that's foreign that we don't even know. People that we don't know will display the biggest and the best respect and the best values. But at home we'll speak to everybody the way anyhow that we feel like we can speak. So why must we have different personalities? Why can't we display this best personality and the best appearance to your parents at home? If you can display it and portray it out there in the corporate world and out of your home, why can't we do it at home? Why can't we respect our parents, honor our parents, and treat them like how you treat your boss? Our boss is paying our salaries, but we got there to earn salaries because somebody has been responsible. Our parents have been responsible. They groomed us, they nurtured us to make sure whatever we become, somebody has been responsible for that. And most of the time it's our parents that are responsible for this. So I don't want to go into scripture. I can start quoting from scripture from one end to the other end, but it's not going to make sense if we do not know the elementary phase. We do not know the elementary phase. Even if you want to get to God, and I think that I use this comparison all the time, and I say you that if you want to get into university, you've got to make sure that you go to a secondary education first. And you've got to qualify to get into university. You've got to have X amount of points to study what you want to study. So it's the same thing. if you have not worshipped and respecting your parents, and if you are not respecting your parents, if you have parents, you cannot get to God. That is your ticket to get to God. Your ticket is by worshipping and respecting and honoring your parents. That's an important thing. I'm glad to say, and I'm proud to say that, I know this family has been standing together through thick and thin to make sure that they found if some certain things are beyond your control, especially with the kind of ailments that Uncle Morgan was facing. It was like beyond their control. Sometimes you become helpless. But they stood together as a family. They stood in unison to make sure that they deliver in accordance to the provider, to the man that they're supposed to be honoring. And they did it. So that's good. Even with Uncle Sunny's family, I can say the same thing. I watched them. I watched their closeness. I watched their bond. And I watched till his prayer finished. And these are good values. So they say it shows you that they're coming from a good source. The source is good because everybody's common. They have these common things. Even Uncle Leah's children, Uncle Danpal's children. So I know all of them. Auntie Lali's children. So Auntie Lali's children is like, my example that I use. The epitome of respect and the epitome of good children is Auntie Lali's children. So these are such a good family. So it tells you that they have an excellent source. So each one of us needs a source. Each one of us needs to learn from these people, how we carry ourselves out. And we go there. The day you die and you're going to go with the CV, they're going to ask how big a house you had. They're going to ask you what car you drove. They're going to ask how many degrees that you have. If you're coming, how many degrees. This CV is not going to be the CV that we use here and we present now. We'll present this best CV to make sure that we get what we're looking for. But the most important thing when we exit is, how did you serve humanity? What did I do for? What did I do for my community? What did I do for my family? What did I go and cook 5 decks of biryani cooked on the beachfront and call it Anadanam and put it on Facebook that I fed 5 decks of 500 people on beachfront when our family member never had his lights paid? Is that Anadanam? Absolutely no. Our family never had food at home next door. We know our families that we know. I know my family that is in need. But we don't know. We know where our family is in need. But we'll go and do Anadanam. Not for the needy, for the greedy. They eat the meat, throw the food away one side. That's not the needy. It's the greedy. Let's start charity at home. Let's start charity within our family. Let's go and provide for our families that are looking for a meal. Let's teach them. I'm saying not give them fish. Let's teach them, give them a rod. Let's teach them how to fish. That's important. Spend that time doing that for our very own families. Leave your communities, even your families. Every one of us knows that we have somebody in our family that's deserving and they need something from us. Forget about this Facebook and your publicity. That's not going to help you. That's not your CV. God is not going to Facebook. He's not going to go and check what you did. He knows your actions and your intentions. He knows what it is. He knows everything. So make sure that whatever we do is of value, and it must start at home. Must start within your family. Very, very important. So I can go on speaking through the night. There's so many lessons that we need to learn from various. Even when I sit down and I listen to tribute, I also learn life lessons. I listen to life lessons. I learned today that you live every moment momentously. You live it and enjoy it. Live it like the last moment. Enjoy the moments that you have. Cherish every moment with the people that are around you. Tomorrow is not promised. It's not promised for any one of us. Tomorrow is not promised. Do not live in a regret. Make sure that you cherish every moment, enjoy every moment. We're going to start with the second part of this prayer this evening. Like I said earlier, sacred hymns, Devaram, Tiruvasagam, Tiruvarupa. Sacred hymns that were penned down by great saints and sages. They penned down this padigams for us to render during this time, but we Tamil people commonly call it funeral songs because of lack of understanding. They are sacred hymns. I gave you just now synopsis of what these padigams mean, how potent they are. I gave you synopsis of Petrathai. I gave you Sutra Nevedian. I gave this. We can go on. But remember that our saints, we are in Tamilism, we had 63 saints that walked the earth plane. Nyana Samandar, Manika Bhattagar, Sundaramurti Nenar, Ramalinga Swamigal, and there were 63 of them that walked. Most of them lived for over 400 years old. They never took death, samadhi, they didn't take. Some of them while they were meditating, they disappeared. Some went into the mountain, they never came back because they were pure. And even the world was not cursed, was not contaminated with all the ugliness that it has. It was pure. Kali Yuga and we are influenced, very easily influenced, but we have control of every situation. We are very easily influenced because the devil wants to lure you into this direction, the wrong direction, but you allow it. You have the ability to stop it and say, this is right and that is wrong. I want to do this and I don't want to do that. You have this ability, so we must stop. So, Nyana Sambandhan was 3 years old. His father left him on the river bank and he went to have a bath. And when he came back, he found milk dripping down his mouth. And his father was infuriated because we thought we must not take anything from strangers. We're not allowed to take anything from strangers. So he started singing, Todudeya Sivi Yenvi Deyerio Tugun Madi Sudi Kadudeya Sudeli Pudi Pusi Ullam Kavakalve Yedudeya Malaranina Panidete Aruseide Pidudeya Piraman Puramevian Primanivan Andre. I sang the whole verse for you for one word. Andre. He's telling his father who appeared from the sky and he's calling him Andre, the great one, has come from the sky and is giving a description of Lord Sithambaram. This is who he's saying, this is who came. When his father was upset, and his father said, no, it has to be a divine force. It has to be a divine source because my child is 3 years old and is using such potent words and referring to what he saw. So, and he said to his father that the milk that's dripping down my mouth, I was fed by Lord Sithambaram and the Jnana Pal, the milk of wisdom. And he'd been one of the very renowned sages and saints that walked the earth plane. He fixed the disabled, he made the blind see, he walked on water, walked on fire. He did all these things. He did all these things. Even the kings bowed down to him. When the land was ruled by kings, even the kings bowed down to say that you are the greatest. Lord Sithambaram, not to the saints, not to Nyana Sambandhan. Because of his words and his wisdom and his interaction with God, because they were seeing God, they had direct interaction with God. We're not going to see God. And our lifespans are coming shorter and shorter. It says you in the Virabhoga Vasitharaya Sanithiram. Because of the world being so cursed, our lifespans are going to get shorter and shorter. They said to you in the scripture says you that even girls at the age of 9 will give birth because the world becomes so contaminated. And if you know the research that's going around from last year, the last phase of last year, it was 5,600 teenage girls between 9 and 14 pregnant in school. So it tells you whatever was prophesied in the scriptures are happening. We saw that when the world will come to a standstill, it's in the Virabhoga, that the world will come to a standstill by famine. And we saw that. We had COVID. We saw diseases that will come about that won't be incurable. We're seeing that. So take heed. Take heed to your scriptures. I'm not telling you take heed to my scripture. Take heed to whatever scripture that you believe in. And the scriptures are potent. They are potent. And they were well researched and they were messages from God. So let us take cognizance of whatever is there and let us practice these things because it's important. We see all these things unfold in front of us from time to time. We listen during Perumal Swami, the Virabhoga Vasitharaya Sanithiram is being read. We listen and we just listen and we walk off. But when it unfolds in front of you, that children are going to be killing their parents and parents are going to be killing their children and parents will be raping their children. We thought it was going to happen in the Western world. It's happening in our backyard and our neighbors now. Within this very respectable community, it's happening. Within our community, it's happening because we have gone Western. We've gone Western and we did not follow our scriptures. So you follow your scriptures diligently, you'll even protect your children. Because automatically they have right living. We have the Tirukkural. We follow from the Tirukkural and we'll have right living because the scriptures teach us right living. How we should live from one day to another day. I'm standing here, I'm not a saint. I have mistakes, I have faults, I stumble and I fall, but I don't stay down there. I get up and I'll move the obstacle on my way to fix it up. So every time you make a mistake, analyze that mistake. I've made a mistake, I must fix it up. But if you think it's not a mistake and you're always right, so you always will be right, but in the wrong direction. That sadly you'll be in the wrong direction. So we need to set aside our egos and stigmas and our morality and make sure that we're driven in the right direction. So we're going to go into the second half of this prayer. Like I said, sacred hymns, powerful, potent, sacred hymn, interaction with God and the saints. That's the hymns that we're going to render. We're going to start with the immediate family. then families, friends. It's a very humble appeal that you come in your family units and you come in your numbers, in your groups, and there must be continuity to the prayer. There must be continuity to the prayer. Can somebody fetch Auntie? There must be continuity to this prayer because you have come together as one community, one family, and we want to do the prayer in continuity. Thank you.
ஹரே ஹரே லயனம் ஆதாரமும் முனிமேதாவும் முறைகளும் கணம் ஏகம் முதல்வனே நம சிவாய Hare
Thank you once again. We come to almost the end of this prayer program that we have. So before we conclude, we're going to call upon Donovan to move the vote of thanks. Can you have Donovan, please?
A very good evening to all present. I stand before you all to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the Govender family. In no particular order, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude, firstly to God, for giving us this day to honor and remember my wonderful dad, Mr. Morgan Govender. Secondly, all guests, for your unwavering support and love and well wishes, encouragement, especially over the last 2 weeks, which was quite difficult for us. All the service providers who assisted us with our various requests, all those who have sponsored either in cash or kind, we value your contributions. My father was a man who strongly believed in going out and living life. May this be the parting thought for tonight. Thank you for your attendance. Travel safe until we meet again. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jonathan, for acknowledging all those that have played an integral part of this process. Can we all humbly rise for the closing prayer? Can you have the immediate family in front? And whoever else wants to join in, you're most welcome to join in.
Let's start.
Yeah.